Hey YouTube, Tootie's back, another video. Switch thoughts, discussion, and a few little extras. Let's get into this. Welcome back everybody. Yeah, bit impromptu actually, I wasn't planning on doing another video. You've had a deluge of my dulcet tones, although not my wonderful, beautiful face, last couple of days. But yeah, I just been up the town, as you do. Cheers everybody, and had a mooch about, and having watched a few people's videos, I kind of cracked. So I've got a few extra Switch bits. The Switch is currently being consumed by my daughter because she couldn't get looking yesterday. I think I played it for, I was saying to people 8 hours. I think it was longer than 8 hours actually. I didn't switch it off till what, 11:15 I think. And once I finished work, I was pissed about it a little bit, admittedly, you know, while I was working. I didn't really sort of fully start playing it till after the school run, so what, 3:30, 4 o'clock. So yeah, no, probably about 8 hours. It probably was about 8 hours, give or take. So yeah, kind of like, what's my thoughts? Initial thoughts. Obviously, I can't, you know, not going to sort of say it's the best thing ever because after 8 hours play and only one game, I'd be a bit daft to say that. So all I'm going to do is, you know, just basically show you what I picked up today, and then just have a quick chat just about the Switch, my initial thoughts, and obviously more you know, around Zelda Breath of the Wild, and that'll be it. I have got some of the nice bits coming in the post. I will be saving them. You shall have to wait for that. Right, so what I have bought, funnily enough, Tony, Anthony, Soft Otaku, just put a post up on Facebook about this. Screen protector for the actual device. Apparently somewhere, somehow or whatever, he said it just gets scratched in and out, slotting in and out. I mean, I was going to get one of these anyway. It was just which one. So I've got the official Switch protector. I've learnt the lesson. I'm not very good at putting screen protectors on. It's on and there's no bubbles or anything. It's, you know, but my God, I mean, you can spend fucking hours pissing about that thing, can't you? It needs to be put on in an absolute fucking clean environment. You know, where they build CPUs and stuff at Intel, because there's no way you can get it perfect. But it's on there and it's obviously protecting it now anyway. So yeah, the one I've got is obviously, like I said, the official Duba. I'll just quickly show you. So the reason why I'm showing you is because there was I was in game and there was a choice of 3. I was looking online last night at some of them. So there's a Geotech one which is quite deep. It's not like rock hard plastic, but it's quite toughened plastic. There's that one. There was a Zelda one which is like 30 odd quid, like blue and that, which I'm not too fussed about. I'm not really planning on taking it very far. And then there's the official Nintendo one, which is, it's kind of like a toughened, softer material. Too many ums there, but yeah, it's dead basic. Little, can't see it, can you? Little things to put some of the games in, folds out. It's just so when it's in here and I'm not playing it, I can stick it in here so it didn't get all dusty and shit and crap all over it. I did the same. Got Nintendo on the back. It's quite nice actually. You know, sort of focus. You can't see it, can it? This Daz's camera. The camera that Daz is very kindly gifted to me, his old one. It just weird things with screens and stuff when I was trying to video the footage. The autofocus, I think, is way too sensitive. Which it's good that it reacts, but it tries to react too quickly sometimes to changes. So yeah, I mean these protectors ain't cheap. The Geotech one, which like I said was just a case protector, no screen. That was £12.99. This was 16 quid I think, or 16.99 with a screen protector. Yeah, not fucking cheap, but I think in the long run, you know, these things, if you don't look after them, they do get knocked about. It's bound to happen. You know, but if you've got some at least to try and keep it safe, then it's worth it. I've got one for the Wii U for the pad. It's just a soft one, but it's dead useful because, like I say, it keeps the crap off it as well. So that was that. And then the other thing I picked up, and I weren't going to buy one of these. You all know what's coming. And yeah, the sun is actually shining again now. Quite warm in here. I weren't going to buy one of these. I thought, I don't need it. I'll be quite happy with the Joy-Cons in the little holder thing. And I was playing Zelda all last night with it. Absolutely no problems, to be honest. No cramping. My hands did feel a little bit, because it's kind of like that way rather than that way. You do feel like you're sort of curling a little bit, but it was alright. I mean, I didn't have any problems. Yeah, I'm not a hardcore gamer, so if anyone was going to have any problems after 8 hours playing, it would be someone like me. You know, I don't sit there playing COD online for 12 hours at a time. But I had no problems. But I've watched some unboxing videos, and it just make me laugh, and I kind of get it, but I don't get it. All the sort of hate for firstly the Switch, and secondly for some of the videos. Oh, here we go, another unboxing, which is why I sort of said it on mine. But what I don't get is if you've got no interest in it, in the Switch at all, just don't watch. It's like I don't really have any interest in for example, PS Vita. I didn't go watching PS Vita unboxing videos and then say, no, not a PS Vita or the PS4 Slim or the PS4 Pro. That's what people do. People get excited about new things they've got, and I think to go bashing people under all the system. I mean, people are bashing the system. They haven't even fucking played it, which I think's absolutely bizarre. But yeah, I get the sort of, oh god, not another video, and your feed's probably just full of Switch videos. Mine is, you know. I have a watch of them. So obviously, some of the stuff I don't need to watch because I've fucking got it, I've seen it. But it's nice to sort of see some people's reactions to it. What I love was Ian, Bangkokian. I always think it's Bangkokian. But Bangkok Ian is so passionate about it. It's absolutely brilliant to see. So yeah, there's little bits, certain videos. I think it's less about the content and more about the person and the reaction. Because yeah, the content's all the same. This is a Switch. It's just X, Y, Z, A, B, and C, yada yada yada. It is pretty much all the same. No doubt about it. But for me, it was much as for myself as it was for maybe someone else that might be interested in picking one up. You know, you get the old ongoing jokes. Everyone sort of says how small it is. That's just one of them things, you know. And I'm guessing when the PS4 Pro came out, the slim one or whatever, everyone was saying, look how slim it is and stuff. It's just how things are. But say if you've got no interest in the Switch or the unboxing videos, just don't watch them. It's not big and it's not clever to go bashing it, I don't think. Not to sort of say, I know what people say is, "Oh, it's my right to have an opinion." Damn right, it's your right to have an opinion. But really, it's somewhat like the old. I used this analogy before. It's like back in the day when I was a kid, when I was a youth. And again, people of my age will remember this. Mary Whitehouse. She was one of these, you know, anti-sex, anti-drug, anti-violence people. Used to go protesting, and she'd watch these series on ITV or Channel 4, and she'd sort of timeline when sexual things happened in the clip. At 10 minutes it was X and Y and Z. At 15 minutes it was this. At 25, and it was like people. And what she didn't realise is people sort of saying, "Well, you hate it that much, but you've sat and watched the whole thing, and you know exactly when everything was going on." So, bit of a, you know, food for thought there. Again, if you don't like them, don't watch them. Easy, dead easy. Just stay away from it. No one's making you watch them. Rant over. After all that, what's the other thing you picked up, Stu? Like I say, quite a lot of people picked this up. I was dead set thinking, I don't need it. I'm not going to get it. But I did. I went into game, and they said they only had one in stock, which it did look like they'd been using as a sort of demo unit, the box, and they'd had one coming today, this morning. I said, oh, can I have a look at it, which I'm guessing what everyone's done. And it is pretty sweet. And it is the Pro controller. So I've succumbed to, I wouldn't say peer pressure, but just, yeah. Again, you've all seen these, but I'm going to show you anyway because I don't care. You can tell this one wasn't the one that was open. The one that was open, the sides of it were really ragged. There's not much to it. You get a USB charge cable. And what I think some people are trying to show us in the video, it didn't come out quite well. What you can see, it's like a skeletal. You can see it like it's semi-translucent. But it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Xbox One controller. Not that I've played the Xbox One massive, but I have held it in my hand, the controller. But it's got a nice, and I always do this. People of certain ages, oh, there's a bit of weight to it. Like weight's a sign of quality or value. But it's nice to have a bit of weight to something that doesn't feel like it's just a cheap bit of plastic. And it feels lovely, really does. So yeah, I mean, I've got this. Speaking to the chap in game. Not that like they're any experts, but he's all right. I do speak to him every now and then. He said he'd got one of these because he's just used to normal, your conventional controllers. He doesn't like the quirky stuff like the cons and stuff like that. But I was just thinking more, other games. You kind of like your Street Fighters and stuff like that. And I thought, yeah, if I don't buy it now, then chances are there'll either be none in stock, or they'll go up in price, a bit like the Wii U Pro controllers. So yeah, I thought, you know what, get one now, Stu. It's done, so to speak. Not that it's a chore, but it's just one of them things. I thought if I don't buy it now, then I'll only regret it. And to be honest, a lot of this, all of this, it's just come from money from the Doncaster market. So yeah, I'm not a rich man by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not cash rich. I'm collateral rich. I think I've said that before. Push comes to shove, the shit hit the fan. I'd have some stuff to shift on. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't struggle in that department. God forbid, touch wood, that never happens. Jesus, there are people who do that. So like I say, a couple of bits there. I know it was a bit of a rant about people bashing the Switch and stuff. It's not a dig at anybody or anybody in particular. It's just a general feeling. I think that a lot of people have got the baby. You're quite excited about having the Switch, and it just gets sort of puts a bit of dampener on it, I think. But yeah, so in terms of what I think of it overall, the actual device itself, dead compact, it's dead slick. I mean, in terms of like your sort of foot, I'm looking at it because it's on the docking station on the desk there. In terms of the actual footprint, if you take the cons off the side, the footprint's tiny. It's obviously it's taller than it is lengthwise, but it can sit in the corner of a desk, and you wouldn't even know it was there. I think that's quite nice, so especially if you've got like your Xboxes or your PS4s like I have, and you could just slot it along the side and just sits there. Dead smart. The one or two things, again, it's probably just me not really using it correctly, but just turning it off. It seems like you can't turn it off from the actual menu. You have to sort of hold the button on the actual device and then click power off, which I think is weird. There's no actual just like power off. It just like goes into sleep mode. It's off the back of that as well. Again, look, I don't read fucking instructions or manual, so it's probably my own fault because I'm just pig ignorant. But charging the cons, I'm guessing if you just slot them into the side, does it charge it when it's not turned on? Does it have to be turned on in sleep mode to charge it? Just little things like that. And I think Bangkok Ian mentioned it as well. There's no clear guidance. It's not patently obvious where the micro SD slot was, which is underneath the kickstand, if anyone's wondering. What else was there? There was something else. I can't think what it is now. There's one other thing that I just thought could do a little bit better there. I can't think what it is. It'll come to me. But overall, first impressions, I like the fact that the actual main screen isn't busy. Like with the PS4, And what I've seen of the Xbox, I haven't got much exposure to the Xbox One. But you know, like your sort of main screen, your title screen, your home screen, whatever you call it, on the PS4, there's like a fucking multitude of shit going on. Not that I don't understand it, I just don't like clutter. I don't like shit all over the place. And with the Switch, it's dead sort of basic. You just get your games. Oh no, what it was, I'll tell you in a minute what I've remembered now. You just get your games and you just load into them. There's a few options at the bottom, and I quite like that. It's clean. That was it. The other thing that they failed to mention, and I think for some people, especially for us as collectors, it's like a bit of a really, can you do that? So for them that may or may not know, you can actually get reward points for your physical games now. I haven't tried it yet because obviously the daughter's got the game, but on the home screen, when you've just got the game selected, so in my case just Breath of the Wild, if you press the plus, I think it's a plus or the minus, I think it's a plus button on the controller, it will take you and you can redeem for reward points with obviously like what was Club Nintendo. I think you get like 12 gold coins for the game. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything for the console, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, a little bit of a tip there for them that may or may not know. It looks like they're actually starting to reward physical copied players. It's less than for an eShop download, and I think from reading online, the reason that is because if I borrowed someone's game and I dropped it in, I can claim the coins off that even though I don't technically own it. So you can just pass around the game around your friends and everyone can get the coins for it. So I think they give you slightly less. Whereas with the eShop, you've paid it. You can't transfer it anywhere. Yeah, I mean, again, the eShop, I'm not going to do a great deal on that, to be honest. I don't like digital content. A lot of people are going to say about Zelda and that DLC pack, it's a bit of a fucking joke. It is a bit of a joke. But if people don't buy it, they'll stop doing it. Right, so that's the thing. You know, you vote with your wallet, and won't be buying it. What else is there? I think the online functionality, unfortunately, it's not free. They're doing a Microsoft and a Sony, and they'll start charging. I think at the minute it's like it's a free trial. I don't know how long that lasts. I'll see what it's about. I mean, I'm not a great online player anyway. My guess is probably going to be for stuff like Splatoon and Mario Kart, which I may not even buy Mario Kart. I don't think it's that much of an improvement on 8, because it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, isn't it? So I don't know. It doesn't really. That's not one that's getting me. Obviously, Mario Odyssey, yes. ARMS, I think if they do a demo, I know there's a demo of snippet clips. If they do a demo of ARMS and see how I feel about it, that might be a possibility. I'm not buying 1-2 Switch, not for 40 bones. I just think it's got. It's. I think someone else mentioned it. It's the Wii Sports, isn't it? It's you know, it's akin to that one, and eventually people just buy it and get bored of it. So I may pick it up later on. I don't think there's enough in it really to warrant. It shouldn't. Actually, I don't think it's full. I think it's only 40 quid, isn't it? Whereas most titles are 50 or 60. Bomberman. Bomberman's Bomberman. I speak to the chap in game, and I sort of said, you know, although it might look different, they might put a few spins on it. It's still Bomberman. So yeah, that's not going to happen. And then there's a JRPG that's downloadable on the store, 30 quid, and I haven't looked into that. But yeah, it's downloadable. Not feeling that at all. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the system, I'd say from what I've seen, from what I've experienced, I'm quite happy. I think for the price, I think it's a good price. It's not. I think speaking to us, it's quite expensive. It's about compared to when the PS4 and Xbox One come out. No. Obviously, people will probably say, well, yeah, it's not as powerful, and yada yada and all that shit. You know, again, I've said it before. Where would be the point in Nintendo bringing out a console to compete with that, so you can just play Call of Duty on 3 different systems? It's fucking pointless. Play the same shit on another console? Nah. I'll buy a Nintendo console to play Nintendo games. Trying to think what else is there. Just about this again. I've not dug into the machine itself. From that side, I mean, I've not even had it off the stand. The daughter's got it off the stand now, so I might get her opinion on it, see what she thinks. But yeah, it just works. It's Nintendo. It works. It does what it does what it does very well. Oh, lifespan of the cons, the controllers. I was playing for about 8 hours, and it suddenly dawned on me. I thought, shit, I haven't plugged these in. There's nowhere to plug them in. There's no charge, but they were fine. So the battery life seems to be really, really good. And then I said the only other, the game I've played is Zelda, and what a fucking game! Oh my Jesus, awesome, absolutely awesome. The one, I was speaking to my daughter again when we were walking the dogs. The only thing I don't like about it is the weapons. Again, it's not a massive spoiler. But when you pick up a sword, a bow, a staff or spear, whatever, it's got durability and it will break and it will fail at some point. I don't like that. That was doing me head in a little bit. So yeah, I mean, but other than that, it's an absolute belter. It really is. There's a little bit, I think, remember Kevin Wolford mentioned it. There's a little bit where you see it struggle certain sections. More when it's, I think one of the ones I really noticed was there's a field with a lot of flowers and it's swaying in the wind, and like the petals and the seeds are blowing off it and the trees are moving. I think when there's just a tiny bit too much going on, you can see it start to struggle. But when it's kind of isolated to a certain amount of enemies or whatever, it's fine. I think it's just, I don't know, it might be like particles or whatever. You can just see it a little bit. The frame rate just drops down. It's a fantastic game, guys. So I haven't played the Wii U version. That's up there, it's sealed, it's not coming out. I don't see the point. So I'd be really interested to know. I've said a few people mentioned they got the Wii U version. I'd love to know what people's views are on the Wii U version. Again, Mr. Kevin fucking Wolford 123, he had it early, I think, and he said it looks blurred. So again, that might just be the power of the Wii U. It might be underpowered. Could be the reason why it might have been delayed for the Switch. I don't know. But I mean, the game's absolutely immense. So they say it's open world, but the way it's a typical Nintendo game, it just breaks you in gently, just building and building and building, like layers it up. So yeah, from the off, you can't just go wandering that way because you can't. It's not possible. I'm not going to say why, but you can't. So it's a little bit a misnomer to sort of say it's open world. If you see something in the distance, you can go there. Well, you can eventually, but not from the start. But yeah, it's quintessentially Zelda, but you can see where, again, some of the sort of more the Last of Us type games and all that have all had little influences. And I mean, Nintendo's all been great at storytelling anyway, and just the way it's interwoven, and yeah, it's very intuitive, and yeah, it looks brilliant. I mean, people sort of say it's cartoony graphics, but you know what? In 5 years, 10 years time, or whatever it is, it will still look good. Bit like Wind Waker. You know, everyone sort of said about Wind Waker when they re-released it on the Wii U and everything else. It still stood the test of time, and that's what Nintendo are very good at doing. Other than the N64, I think that's about it. So I'm not going to waffle too long because my opinion is very limited. I haven't got any of the other games, so I will be watching other people's videos about their views and their opinions on it, because I think for me it's a great thing to have a new console to talk about, new console to experience, new and different games. And this is the thing, the different games. Yeah, I know the PS4, I know the Xbox One have got their exclusives. But I've got the Uncharted, I've got all 3 Uncharted, I've got The Last of Us. They're brilliant games, but in essence they're pretty much similar games in and around in terms of what they do. What Nintendo bring to the party is those different games, I think, personally. And I like Alex, Nintendo says, I love all games. I've got a PS4, the only one I haven't got is an Xbox One because I didn't see the point. So I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, I'm not a Sony fanboy, I'm not a Sega fanboy, I'm a gaming fanboy, and I love all kinds of gaming. So yeah, you'll never get a sort of biased opinion from that end from me, really. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. I wasn't saying I'm going to attempt to get my Switch back, but what I might do is let her play it. I'm going to watch some football, drink some beers, and I'll see you soon. Take it easy, YouTube. Bye bye.